Mr. President, it is fitting that a debate on inclusive development falls on Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day. Dr. King was a champion of human rights and human dignity. He taught the world that strong societies don't succumb to division. They teach tolerance and embrace diversity. He also taught us that we must commit ourselves wholeheartedly to the values that we believe in. He said, and I quote, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge." End of quote. Mr. President, the challenge before us is immense. In the coming year, the United Nations will unveil a new development agenda. It is our duty to ensure it is truly transformative and can serve as the key to unlocking a better future for millions of people around the world. We must create an enabling environment for inclusive and peaceful societies by promoting good governance, supporting strong institutions, and advancing the rule of law at both the national and the international levels. Mr. President, 15 years ago, this Council adopted Resolution 1325, which recognizes the critical role that women play in promoting and maintaining peaceful societies. The situation on the ground in many nations has yet to match this Council's aspirations. Around the world, too many women continue to be treated as second-class citizens. From Nigeria to Syria, from Pakistan to Sudan, women are subjugated to unspeakable violence and discrimination. In many places, they are barred from participating in political life, cannot work or attend school, or are victims of sexual violence and often overlooked by local authorities. Societies that oppress women are doing a double disservice. First, they are committing an injustice against half of the population, and second, they are obstructing development. We know that when half of the population is sidelined, the path to development is blocked. We also know that women promote peace and reconciliation in these societies. As an example, in Rwanda, women have been the driving force in post-conflict reconstruction and peace building. Today, Rwanda is ranked 7th in gender equality, and women are fully engaged in the country's economic and political leadership. Mr. President, Martin Luther King Jr. taught us that, and I quote, "Change does not roll in on the wheels of inevitability, but comes through continuous struggle." The challenges in development, the hardship, the despair, the poverty can seem overwhelming. The security challenges that we have faced are equally daunting. Nonetheless, I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic because I've seen firsthand our inclusiveness enriches a society. From its earliest days, Israel opened its doors for all people of all nationalities and faiths all over the world. We championed an education system that teaches tolerance and a justice system that safeguards the rights of every person. Today, you can find people of all colors and creeds and religions succeeding in every area of society. Israel also understands that empowering women are the foundation of a thriving societies. The pioneers who founded Israel's kibbutz movement built a society centered on cooperation and equality. Women contributed to every aspect of kibbutz society, from the agricultural fields to the political field. Gender equality is also enriched in our 1948 Declaration of Independence. More than 40 years ago, when Golda Meir was elected Prime Minister, Israel was the 3rd country in the world to elect a woman to its highest office. In fact, Israel is the only country in the Middle East where women have presided over each and every one of the 3 branches of government. Today, we continue to invest in women. The Israeli government funds a number of high-tech vocational training programs for Arab, Bedouin, and Jewish women to enable them to reach their full potential. Mr. President, the prosperity and stability of societies also depends on enabling youth to play a meaningful role in shaping their future. The current generation of children and youth is the largest in human history. Of the 7 billion people living on the planet, nearly half are under the age of 25. These young people have hopes and dreams. When young people see a future devoid of jobs and opportunities, frustration sets. If it is not addressed, it is a ticking time bomb. You may have read about a 14-year-old Syrian boy named Hussein Bao. Like other boys at his age, Hussein dreamed of growing up and finding a job that will make his family proud. But there are no simple dreams for a boy growing up in Syria. Last year, Hussein was recruited by Sunni extremists from ISIS, who threatened to rape his mother if he didn't join them. Seeing no alternative, Hussein volunteered to be a suicide bomber. He strapped on a suicide vest and made his way to a Shiite mosque and revealed himself to the local guards. Hussein's story is not unique. Extremist groups thrive in regions with poor governance, weak rule of law, and a rampant social exclusion. It is no coincidence that so many of the countries that threaten global peace and stability are the very places where millions of people are deprived of their basic dignities and freedoms. Around the world, radical Islamists are waging war against our way of life, our values, and our freedoms. Development can lay the groundwork for stability, but it is not enough. We must confront the extremists that sow the seeds of hatred. We must uproot radicalism, and we must weed out the terrorists who seek to destroy our way of life. Mr. President, working together, we're succeeding in doing what the United Nations was created to do, improving the lives of hundreds of millions of people. We are the first generation with a chance of eliminating extreme poverty. There's an African proverb that teaches us that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We have come so far and achieved so much that we cannot stop now. Together, we must struggle to break down the barriers that divide us. Together, we must build more peaceful societies. And together, we must be united in achieving the common dream of all people, a better future for our children, and a chance to live in peace and security. Thank you very much, Mr. President.